Welcome everyone. Kaizer Chiefs up against Bloemfontein Celtic. Mamelodi Sundowns, the leaders, have been held this afternoon. They've dropped a further point. It's an opportunity for Chiefs to cut their lead to just 3 if they can beat Bloemfontein Celtic here today. It's becoming really exciting now in the business end of the championship chase. They must get past the Celtic side, however. Always a gritty competitor, although they come into this game without a victory in their last 7 encounters in all competitions, and they haven't beaten Chiefs since 2009. Castro has the first shot of the game, pushed away by Tinyam. The follow-up came from Zulu and was blocked. Castro firing in the first effort. Tinyam pushing it away. So let's see what they can do from the set piece. Good curling ball in there. Header bounces down from Gezana onto the ground and bounces over the top. Scored on his debut against Mamelodi Sundowns. Similar situation. In the meantime, wide out to Pachele from Molongwane. Lovely ball in. And Castro sneaking in late. Makes contact. Tell you what, had that gone in the back of the net, really another candidate for a potential goal of the month. So free kick offers the opportunity for the likes of Gordinho and Rikhotso to move out of their own half. They are in enemy territory now, unfamiliar territory for the pair of them as well. Mabena, oh, that was a good ball, and it's gone for a corner. I thought that the back post Rikhotso was coming in there perfectly timed. Tinyam organising the wall. Maluleka, he'll chip it, looking for Castro at the back post. He puts it onto his chest. He stabs it really straight at goal. It was on target, but not the power required.
I mean, if he's in that kind of an angle, the chance for him to go direct is going to be minimal. So you need players to anticipate and get themselves lining up into that kind of space, because the ball is more likely to fall in that area.
16. Now Zulu. This might be a chance here. Meyiwa, he fired it with some power. Patrick Tinyam equal to the task.
At least it's a move that had an end result to it, which is in the form of a shot that is on target. How the tables have turned around. Look at this 5 minutes.
This might be an opportunity now for Hotto.
Cross the fence of goal would have been a better option. I mean, he shoots it straight to Cooney, who had covered that near post. It's a nice break, and to think that Dlamini was on the far side, or was it Mabena, waiting for that ball to be slipped across the face of goal. We want goals. We don't want gadgets. This game is not about gadgets, it's about scoring goals, and at the moment we're not seeing enough of that.
Yes, Maluleke trying for the first goal, and got the deflection. It will be a corner.
No, that's more like it. Let's put the gadgets aside and see better shots at goal.
This is the total of passes in the first half. The Chiefs have almost 70 more than Celtic. In the second half, it's Celtic who with a better pass gun. Now the long-range shot to the save from Tinyam. On target from Moon. Chance, oh, it struck the upright. Daniel Cardoso, so close to the opener. Now let's have a look at this opportunity for Daniel Cardoso from the corner. Header. How close was that? Now let's see what Pachele can do. Cross it to the middle. Behind Moon. Chance for Parker. Bernard Parker, how close was that?
More presence, more aerial power and strength and all that sharpness from Parker, as you would expect him. But this time around, I think he's lunging forward, doesn't keep the ball down.
Patrick Chenyam will go home with a clean sheet. So confirmation after 90 minutes here, an opportunity perhaps wasted by Kaizer Chiefs. They've dropped 2 home points. It's Chiefs 0, Celtic 0.
Coach Vasselin joins me here just for your outlook on that 90 minutes. What kind of game was it?
I'm proud of our players because they fought during all the game. They worked very, very hard. Yes, our opponent had more shots on our goal. They had some chances, but overall, I think that we deserved 1 point.
And as you talk about that, I mean, we're looking at these stats overall. On target, there were simply, 2 from the side of Bloemfontein. Were you happy with the returns from the guys and the application in the 90 minutes?
We planned to do even more. We planned to finalize more times to shoot on goal of opponent, but opponent is also very, very quality of opponent, and it is not easy. But I am satisfied with the approach of our players. They work very, very hard.
Just tell me about the substitution when, in the start of the second half, you brought Dlamini in immediately. What were you not getting in the first 45?
We try to have some new players, fresh players that will give new dynamic in the game. Maybe even in counter-attacks to be faster, to come in box area, to shoot on goal. He tried 2-3 times to shoot on goal because he is very good from these distances. He can score, but of course it cannot happen so easy. But I am, as I said, happy with the commitment of our players, and I think we deserve 1 point.
From the home team, Steve Kompela joins me now. Steve, when you look at the point and you look at what happened with Sundowns earlier today, do you take it or do you see it as a chance missed to close that gap?
A chance missed. And looking at how the game unfolded, we didn't create clear-cut chances, even though we could sit on top of the box trying to find a way. Today we never saw keeper one-on-one, which is something that we normally do very often. And we regret that. This is a time where you should have score 1 or 2 and you narrow the gap by a match, and then you still keep in there. But you would say again, sitting on 1 point, you didn't lose it. We're playing to win, but the fact that you could not win it and you didn't lose it either, but the time was crucial. This was a massive opportunity for us to win it and get closer to Sundowns.
And then just the usage of your substitutions now. I mean, we saw and heard the fans obviously were not happy with Eckstein coming off at that particular time. What is going through your mind, given how hard he thought he had worked or how hard the fans thought he had worked, but your decision to pull him off?
Listen, you'd love to play everybody. Unfortunately, the rules of the game would tell you that you can only play 11. Now, the logic was that put Parker as a third striker, try see if he can play between the lines, get 10, see Moon, and see Castro. And then you go on to say, okay, let's try push him further up and get Nchangasi to create. You would have loved to play Nchangasi, Pule, and Shaba simultaneously, but there's only one number 10 you can use.
Just a final one, Steve. You've drawn today, which means that you've exhausted your quota of draws, and you can't draw against Orlando Pirates either way, whether they win or you win.
It's going to be a very interesting match, looking at the game models of both teams. But I'm sure preview towards such press conferences will be held. But it is one match where I think, based on how Pirates had been playing and how we had been playing, it should be a match that technicians should look at more of a definition of the game in South Africa. Both teams have a similar approach. They play back three, we play back three. And they have a fluid midfield. We also use a 4-man midfield. And on top as well, in as much as they're playing with 3 wide apart, ours are more narrow. It's going to be a very interesting game, and a game that maybe coaches would be looking at the phenomenon of a 3-4-3 in modern game. Very interesting. As a coach, I want to see that match on Sunday. But that is going to be of high intensity. I anticipate that.